Just like that, D23 has come and gone, so I'm going to rank all the big announcements based on my excitement. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So D23 is Disney's event where they showcase upcoming movies and shows, as well as things for Disney parks, and today I'm going to be ranking all their big announcements for movies and shows. This ranges from Pixar to Walt Disney Animation Studios, to the MCU, to Lucasfilm, and more. On this tier list are some of the projects that were announced, as well as any of the projects that were presented. So a lot of these we already knew we were getting. We just got a teaser, trailer, or piece of news about the project, but I included all the projects talked about in Disney's big entertainment showcase at D23. Before I dive into this though, be sure to hit that like button and comment down below which D23 announcements got you the most excited. Which of these projects are you the most and least excited to watch? Subscribe to that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. It would mean a lot. If you want extra content from reaction videos to movies and shows to commentary tracks and more, you can find that over on my Patreon. Your support over there truly does mean the world. But without further ado, let's get into this D23 tier list. All right, so the tiers I've got are Need It Now, I'm Excited, I'm Curious, and I Don't Care. And again, I've got about 25 projects on here, fully randomized. Starting off, we've got Toy Story 5, the highly divisive fifth film in the Toy Story franchise. We didn't know much about this movie prior to D23, but at the panel, they gave us a huge chunk of information about the plot for this movie. What did they pitch it as? The toys versus electronics. We saw some concept art of Buzz, Woody, which we'll talk about in a second, and the rest of the gang looking at a kid who's on an iPad. And I saw social media run wild with this saying, if Toy Story is going against iPad kids, I'm all in. Look, I don't want this movie. I think Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending, and 4, if anything, was a Woody epilogue with it I just sort of accepted. I still have a lot of issues with it. Toy Story 5, that feels like the most desperate of the bunch by far. How is Woody back? That's my question. Woody made a decision to stay with Bo Peep at the end of the film. So long, partner. We got this beautiful moment between Buzz and Woody. They went their separate ways, and that seemed to be the end for Woody. Wrong. This seems like it's going to bring him back with really no consequences. I just don't know how to feel. Because of that, I'm going to say, I'm very on the fence about this one. I would say I'm curious, but that would be the case with Toy Story 4, you know, them taking the risk of continuing Toy Story post Toy Story 3. But we've seen what they're going to do, and they're bringing Woody back. It's like, this to me just feels like a real desperate move. Is it $1 billion waiting to happen? Absolutely. So I get it from a business standpoint, but it's hard to really be too excited, and I know what we're probably going to get, but you never know. Forky's back. Don't know why, but yeah, there you go. Next, we got another Pixar flick, Elio. We got some news about this at D23, but we had a teaser trailer drop, almost a year ago? This movie got delayed. Look, I'm curious. It's an original concept from Pixar. I wasn't fully against that teaser at all. I was like, this is an original Pixar movie. I'm always going to give them a fighting chance. I'm curious to see what they cook up. Some of Pixar's best movies of all time are original concepts, so I will be checking this one out. Next, we've got Tron Ares, which is like Tron 3. Jeff Bridges is returning, and Jared Leto stars in the film. Apparently, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are doing the score for this. Their band, 9 Inch Nails. Not like there's really a difference. I saw a funny tweet that was like, drop the Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Just 9 Inch Nails. It's cleaner. I haven't seen the original Tron film, and I've only seen Tron Legacy once, and that was probably over a decade ago. In fact, it was over a decade ago. So I'm hesitant to say I don't care, but I'll put it in the, maybe. And the reason it's probably going to go here, even behind Toy Story 5, is because it would require me to do some homework. And so once I do that homework, I could definitely be like, oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm curious. But right now, I'm not a huge Jared Leto guy. I think he's probably one of my least favorite popular actors in Hollywood. So it'll have to sit there for now. I would love to ride the Tron coaster at Magic Kingdom. I have not gotten a chance to do the light cycle run yet, but you bet your ass I'll be doing that whenever I get back down to Orlando. Moving on, we've got Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2. I want to commend Percy Jackson real quick for doing something that a lot of other big shows fail to do. This next season, Sea of Monsters, it's based on the book Sea of Monsters, has been filming for a week at the time of D23. What did they do? They had new footage ready, and a poster, and a streaming 2025 on that poster. I love Stranger Things with all my heart, you guys know this, but would it kill you guys to do something like that? All you gotta do, you've been filming all year, all you had to do by now is say, hey, streaming 2025, give us a poster, doesn't have to be anything crazy, the Stranger Things 5 logo, very simple art of Hawkins in destruction or ruins, and then give us a 30-second voiceover, a few shots that you guys have filmed, and then maybe a shot of like 11 or something. But make it official. Boom, that's a teaser. It feeds the fans, and it tells us 2025 officially. I'm sure they'll do something like that for Stranger Things Day, November 6th, but sorry I just kind of took the spotlight away from Percy Jackson. Anyway, that's my rant. A lot of shows, Stranger Things and all the other big ones included, could follow the Percy Jackson model. They did the same thing at the last D23, where they had barely been filming, and they still put something out. Come on now. Percy Jackson's setting the example for you guys. You got to follow it. I'm excited for this season. I'm going to put it there right now. I liked the first season. I'm not a book reader. I will admit that firsthand. I've read the first Percy Jackson in like the 3rd grade, and that's it. But I'm still excited because I liked the world they set up. There was that sense of adventure. I think the casting is great, and it was just a really fun show. So I'm excited to see what they cook up with season 2. Also, it has to be better than the movie, right? The Sea of Monsters movie is trash, so this is going to be a step up from that no matter what. Though I'm interested to see what delusional people on Twitter specifically try and say. Are they going to be like, wait, let's have revisionist history about Sea of Monsters, the movie. It's actually good. I can't believe if that happens, that would be outrageous. But anyway, next we've got Avatar, Fire and Ash. I don't care. I'm putting it there right now because I just don't care. Said this in a recent video, I'm waving the white flag on Avatar. I might have my ass dragged to the theater to see this. I feel like I have to watch this to make a video on it, especially because of my history with Avatar, my controversial takes. I'll probably end up seeing this just because I got to get my opinion on it out there, right? I don't care, though. I don't care. This is going to be Avatar The Way of Water, except substituting everything about water with fire. At this point, it's comical how Avatar started out as like, oh, is that Avatar The Last Airbender? And it was like, no, it's the blue people. And now it's like, oh, we got a movie about water. We got a movie about fire. What's next? Earth? It's just comical to me. So one thing you can take to the bank, this movie will have incredible visual effects. It'll probably make $2 billion, but no one will talk about it 2 months after it comes out. I've never seen a franchise make so much money and then have no one discuss it for months and months, years, until we get the next movie. And then it's like the talk of the town for a few weeks, and then no one talks about it. Never seen that happen. It's an anomaly. It's very strange. Avatar feels like the most artificial franchise out there. They're real movies. They make money, but I've never seen them discussed by anyone in the real world. Maybe a small portion of film Twitter, but like anyone I've ever discussed movies with, they're never like, oh yeah, Avatar is my favorite. Oh, I can't wait for the new Avatar. Never comes up. Moving on, we've got Skeleton Crew. I have a trailer reaction I'll link up above. This looks very bland, very strange. I said in my trailer reaction, it looks like a Disney Parks commercial. Like a lot of the shots looked like how when they're filming things to try and promote Galaxy's Edge, it just looked so out there. It didn't look like a actual official Disney Plus production. I don't know. I don't care. I'll be honest, I don't care. I'll put it above Avatar because it is a Star Wars show. I'm going to watch it, but I don't really care to watch it. It comes out SEC Championship weekend, I want to say, or the week of, and so I will hopefully have my mind on other things. I might just use this to pass the time to watch, hopefully, Georgia play in the SEC Championship, but I don't care. Like, how do you feel about this trailer, genuinely? Can't be worse than The Acolyte, right? But it doesn't do much for me. I've seen a lot of people go, oh, it's the Goonies of Star Wars. Oh, it's the Stranger Things of Star Wars. Is that just because there's young kids and they're looking for something? I think that's a very basic, easy out comparison. We'll see. I don't know. Don't really care, though. Moving on, we got Frozen 3 and a Frozen 4. I didn't put that on here because apparently it's not like they didn't give a logo or anything, right? But it's going to happen. And they're both going to make $1 billion easily, comfortably. I would say, I'd put it at the back of just because, like, you know what? Actually, I don't know if I care. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to put it over Avatar because, hey, we could get some new bangers. I'm a fan of, Jonathan Groff's voice and Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell. Like, they can put out some bangers. The Frozen soundtrack slept on. The second soundtrack is great too, but the movie, I don't know. I just don't really care that much. Where I'm at in my life right now, I don't really care to watch a Frozen 3, but I'm sure it'll do $1 billion. I'm sure it'll have its audience. So I'll put it there right now. But again, I'm sure I will have the soundtrack on when the movie comes out. Next, we got Fantastic Four. I put this picture of Joseph Quinn as Human Torch because it's like from the D23 panel. I just didn't want to use the logo again, and also the logo doesn't really fit in this tier list, but that's a topic for another time. Anyway, I need this now. I need this yesterday. I say that often for things I'm really pumped for, but give it to me now. This is a movie we've been discussing since before we even knew who was directing it. I mean, when Multiverse of Madness dropped, we were going wild online with who could play the Fantastic Four, and it hasn't stopped since May of 2022. Now we finally have the cast. We finally know where the direction this movie's headed. Give it to me now. I love what we've seen from the leaked Comic-Con footage. The little video they put out at D23 got me even more excited. I'm all in. I'm here for this family. It will be high on my most anticipated list next year. So if you don't like to hear me talk about Marvel or be positive on things, sorry to disappoint you. Next is Hoppers. This is the new original Pixar film. They excel usually with their original concepts for movies, but oftentimes they can fall flat. I would say I'm curious, and I'm more curious for Elio because we have a trailer, so I'll put it behind Elio. But the concept of this movie, let me just pitch it to you real quick. A young girl switches minds with a beaver and is like a beaver in the film. I don't know. So it's like a body swap Pixar film. We've seen them do that to an extent, specifically in actually Soul, surprisingly. The second act of Soul, there was a bit of a body swap thing going on, but with a cat. I'm curious. Any original Pixar film I will be curious about inherently. I think they're so good at creating original concepts, but can they execute on them? I don't know. That's why it's only an I'm curious, but still, what a bizarre route to take. I don't know. We'll see if it has like some deeper meaning, like something like Turning Red. But anyway, Freakier Friday, sequel to Freaky Friday. You got Lindsay Lohan back, you got Jamie Lee Curtis back, Chad Michael Murray of One Tree Hill fame returning, Lucas Scott. Honestly, I'm curious about this one. I'll put it like top of I'm curious. I don't think I've ever fully seen Freaky Friday. I hate to out myself, but I've seen the end of the movie. I've seen chunks of it. I need to like fully watch it. I'd probably mark it as a first time watch at this point in my life. But I've seen so many out of context scenes throughout the course of my life. A family friend had it on DVD. And so I remember seeing like the first 20 minutes of it when I was like 5 years old. So yeah, Freakier Friday. I'm curious. And will this movie, like, I think this could be one of those movies that's actually a home run at the box office. It's getting a theatrical release, I'm pretty sure. It could just tap into that period of time for like a lot of people my age or a little older than me. They grew up on this movie, and so the nostalgia's there, and they'll want to take their kids. So yeah, I'm curious. Next, we got Daredevil Born Again. Need it now. Need it now. Behind Fantastic Four, Bernthal's back as the Punisher. Foggy and Karen are back. Kingpin's back. What's really sold me from what we've seen in the footage, from what they've said, Kingpin and Daredevil are going to be teaming up to fight a larger threat. I love when a villain and hero have to come together to fight an even worse enemy. If this is anything like the Netflix show, we are in for an absolute treat, and based on the leak trailer, which I've seen clips of, it seems like we're headed in that direction. Bring it on. Daredevil is one of the best superhero shows, period. Seeing a continuation of that with Bullseye back, I mean, this seems like Daredevil season 4, and I cannot wait. I need it now. Plus, Punisher, the man. God, I can't wait to see Bernthal back in that role. Red! I can't wait. I'm ready. Need it now. Next, we have Moana 2. The second trailer came out at D23. I would say I'm curious about this one. I'm going to put it right here because it comes out, what, in a few months? And I'm here for the music. I really like the first Moana. It's a gorgeous animated film. It also feels like the Renaissance era of Disney, which is just their best era, in my opinion. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the music for the first. I don't think he's coming back for this sequel. But apparently The Rock has more songs as Maui. We'll see. I'm curious. I just hope it's not a rehash of the first movie. A lot of Disney sequels can do that. Just play it safe and basically like hit the main beats of the first movie. I hope this stands on its own as a sequel. That's my only thing, but I'm curious about it still. Next, we have Dream Productions. I'll put it back here. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it, but there's a pretty good chance I don't. It's just like, I'm pretty sure this is going to go the route of I Am Groot, where it's like 10-minute shorts on Disney+. Cute little spin-offs. This is a spin-off from the world of Inside Out, for those who don't know. But it's not really going to be anything, to take too seriously, I don't think. Next, we have Mufasa the Lion King. I don't care. I actually would put it right here, though. I watched the trailer. They dropped the new trailer at D23. That's what I'm referring to. I don't really care for the direction they're going. They're trying to retcon Scar and Mufasa's relationship to make Mufasa an orphan, where Scar was like the rightful king all along. I don't know if I care for that particularly, and if you're gonna go that route of making a Mufasa prequel, in my opinion, and call me crazy, why don't you just make this movie in the same style of animation as the original Lion King? That would make more money, I'd argue. Yes, we have The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Yes, we have The Lion King 1.5. Why does it need to be in live action form? That's my thing. It makes no sense to me, actually, now that I think about it. You know how much money that would make? Good God, this one's still gonna make a lot probably because it comes out around Christmas, and the remake did make $1.66 billion. But I mean, if you want to expand Mufasa and Scar's story, why don't you just do it in animation, like hand-drawn animation? That would be way cooler, and I would actually be excited for it. Get James Earl Jones back, get Jeremy Irons back. I would be on board for that. Next, we have Ironheart, which we got a trailer for that didn't release publicly, and we still don't have a release date for it. I talked about this in a recent video called Every MCU Project in Development Ranked by Excitement. I'll put a link to that up above. Look, I am curious. Actually, like, I want to say I'm excited for this, but I said in my other video, like, the ship has sailed in a way. Like, this should have come out years ago because Riri Williams was introduced in Wakanda Forever, and we haven't seen her since then. I don't know. I would say after some of the shots I saw from D23 real quick on Twitter and clips, I would say I'm curious to see if this one can deliver or not. So I'll put it about here, about in the middle of I'm curious, because I liked Riri. She was a standout scene stealer from Wakanda Forever, but we just need more of her sooner rather than later. Next, we have Mando and Grogu. Color me surprised. I watched the leaked trailer for this, and I actually kind of got excited. I've been a Star Wars Disney Plus naysayer as of late. Haven't really vibed with a lot of what they've put out. Acolyte stunk, and I thought Mando Season 3 was by far the worst. But what they showed us in that trailer, you have Zeb coming back from Rebels. You got a scene of Mando and Grogu on an AT-ST going up against AT-ATs. I was like, this feels... It was stirring up some emotion inside of me. I was like, this has all the potential to be Star Wars, which we've been missing lately. I would say I damn near want to jump to, like, I'm excited. I damn near want to do it. I don't know if that's premature. You know what? I can't do that yet. I'll put it at the top of I'm curious. I'm very curious now. I genuinely want to see if they have a story to tell here, or if they're still gonna go for like the nostalgia factor. I think there's something they could cook something up, but it needs to be like Mando and Grogu's right off into the sunset. So I don't know, I'm curious, very, but it was such an early teaser that it's still too early to fully say I'm outright excited. Next, we have The Incredibles 3. I'm excited for this. I'm putting it at the top of I'm excited. I made a video, I think a while ago, a short video talking about Pixar sequels that need to happen. This was up there, or Pixar trilogies that need to happen, if you will. This movie should have been greenlit in 2018 after the success of the second film. We've deserved an Incredibles trilogy since 2004. This movie's $1 billion waiting to happen. Pixar's aware of that. They could make Incredibles movies forever. It's Pixar superheroes. Yes! The second film expanded the world so much with heroes and villains. Give us that third movie. I'm very excited to see what concept they cook up. Hell yes. Next, we have Zootopia 2. I've never seen Zootopia 1, so by default, I almost have to put it in I don't care. But I'll put it right here, behind Tron Ares. I've never seen the first Zootopia. I'll get around to that soon. I hope to finish my Disney journey one day. I kind of put that on a hiatus for those who know what I'm talking about. Ke Quan was announced to voice, I believe, a snake character. Ke Quan's a talented guy, so... He also had a voice role in Kung Fu Panda 4, which came out this year, so maybe he's getting these big roles now as a voice actor. Good for him. Either way, I don't know. I gotta watch Zootopia 1 to really make my mind up on that. Next, we have Win or Lose. This is Pixar's first original series ever, like full-length series. I would say, I don't know. I'll put it back here. I'd watch Dream Productions over it because that's the connection Inside Out. I don't know if a Pixar show would work, but we'll see. I don't even know if I'll tune into it, but I'm not going to say I outright don't care about it, but it's Pixar on TV. Magic could be made. They've made some damn good shorts over the years. Next, we have Captain America Brave New World with this picture of Red Hulk that actually leaked from D23. I'm excited for this movie, guys. It's really, like, the more we see, the more we learn, the closer we get, I'm getting more and more excited. I've said on record that I don't love the first trailer. I think it's a very good trailer, but it didn't blow me away, and I didn't immediately jump to, like, oh, it's Captain America the Winter Soldier. I acknowledge stylistically they could go that route with some of the action, but I do think a lot of people were just like, oh, it's Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier, but that's an easy comparison, you know? So I don't know. I'm excited. I'd put it right here at the back of I'm excited compared to the other projects in there, but yeah, I'm ready. February, bring it on. Red Hulk could be badass, and that shot of Red Hulk looks way better than the quick one we got in the teaser trailer, in my opinion. Next, we have the Lilo and Stitch live-action remake, which we actually got our first official look at Stitch in a quick little logo reveal where Stitch runs through. I would say I'm curious about this one. Look, it's a live-action remake. They've been very hit or miss over the years, but I am sold when it comes to the animation of Stitch. Lilo and Stitch, I rewatched, I think, last fall. Not one of my outright favorite Disney movies. Bit overhyped, if you will, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. I would say I'm curious about this one. I'd put it somewhere in the middle of the pack, like probably right here. That feels appropriate. Real curious. Disney remakes can be hit or miss. Speaking of Disney remakes, Snow White. Honestly, I'm excited for this one. I really love Rachel Zegler. I know that there's controversy around her for some bizarre reason. She's fantastic in West Side Story. Should have been nominated for an Oscar. She's fantastic in The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. She has a beautiful voice, stunning voice, and she's going to get to show that off here in Snow White. I think that this movie just has the potential to be one of the more charming, magical of the live-action remakes. I consider Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid to be two of the best. I think this could join that company. And I say that confidently because Rachel Zegler can carry. She is such a talent on screen. I cannot wait to see her take on this role. I also am very curious to see how they utilize the dwarves, because in the teaser we got at D23 reaction linked up above, I saw almost like them really changing what we think we know about the mine trains. We might have an extended mine train sequence, which I'm all in for, because that reminds me of the ride from Magic Kingdom at Fantasyland, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I'm like, that's a cool vibe. Let's explore that some more. So I'm excited for that one. That might be a hot take, but I'm excited, genuinely. Next, we have Monster Jam, which was announced at D23. It's The Rock's monster truck movie, and I don't give a shit about this. This, I actually think, is going at the back of the list, which might shock you. I'm putting this at the very back, even behind Avatar. I don't care. Next, we have Andor Season 2, which, frankly, I need now. I'm going to put it up there. I need this now. We're overdue. Season 2 came out in 2022. Season 3 is not coming out until 2025. Need it now. Need it. We got some quick looks in a sizzle reel of Andor in Andor Season 2, and Mendelsohn's coming back as Krennic. It's going to lead up to Rogue One. Like, yes, give it to me. I need it. Andor is some of the best Star Wars content, period. Cannot wait for Season 2. I need it now. And rounding out this tier list, we've got Agatha. I almost just said, I don't know, one of the 5 titles that it had at one point. It's Agatha All Along. That's what it's called, the song. I am curious about this. The trailer was okay, but the teaser is what really sold me. The trailer, it honestly gave Disney Channel original vibes, which isn't a bad thing. I grew up watching a lot of Disney Channel stuff that's really cheesy, but it does concern me, like, what will this play in the greater cinematic universe? A lot of the shows, I think, are a product of Marvel getting, like, green light happy. They had a bunch of ideas, and they were like, yes, yes, yes. And this was, like, 2022, 2023. So you have something like Ironheart that still hasn't come out, and a handful of other animated shows, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, where it's like, it seems like maybe they made a mistake greenlighting them so quick, and so now they're cutting back and they're going to like 4 episodes for Marvel Zombies, which, by the way, should have been on here. I totally dropped the ball there with all the Marvel animation stuff. That's my bad. But for Agatha, I would say, you know, I'm curious. I'll put it right in the middle of I'm curious. Still an MCU Disney Plus show. I'll be watching. Will Wanda show up? Will this have any effect on the MCU, or will it just be its own contained thing? Either way, Catherine Hahn's going to crush it. Will she have some new songs? Seems like that could be the case. What do you guys think of Agatha? I have a trailer reaction for the new trailer linked up above. But that does it for my tier list ranking of the D23 announcements ranked by excitement. Again, these were all the projects from their Disney Entertainment Showcase on Friday night. There are some other things I didn't talk about on here, notably the Marvel animation stuff, but I can talk about that somewhere else. I've talked about that before, and frankly, a lot of it would be an or don't care, because I just don't about a lot of Marvel animation. But anyway, let me know your ranking of all these down below. What are you most excited to watch? What are you least excited to watch? And hit that like button, subscribe to that notification bell, and of course, if you want extra content, you can find that over on my Patreon. Your support over there truly does mean the world. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.